Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles TG back once again, welcoming you into the record room. And as you can see before you, there are a plethora of some of my recent black metal pickups. And I've been wanting to do this video for a little while now, so there's probably a couple more albums than I would ordinarily talk about. But everything in here is something I would definitely recommend to everybody that's a fan of black metal out there. So let's get to it. Okay guys, I'm going to talk to you today about some of my favorite recent black metal pickups, and in full disclosure I will say that most of these did come from my favorite distro here in the UK, which is Repose Records. If you are a fan of black metal and you're based in the UK, I mean I do believe they ship outside of the UK, but if you are UK based, I would definitely recommend giving them a like and a follow on social media. Fantastic service, and they really do offer a great selection. So first up, I'm gonna talk about the album that's probably the least black metal of everything, even though this does kind of fall into the black metal genre. The album you see before you is the White Ward Love Exchange Failure album. And to be perfectly honest, it doesn't look like a black metal album. It doesn't look anything like any of the other records I'm going to show you today. But this album, Jiminy Cricket, this album is so incredibly good. Kind of took me by surprise how much I really enjoyed it. There are elements to the record that kind of sound a little bit like the band Between the Buried and Me. There are some prog elements, but there are tons of black metal influences on this. And this album is so melodic, so heavy, so incredibly listenable. I cannot recommend this album enough. And this is a 2 LP set. It's a double LP, and I believe this is actually a reissue. I'm not quite sure how many versions of this record there are, but if you have any version of this, you know, you're in for a good time. And this is out on the Debumir Morty label, which I believe is based in France. And I'll just pull this out here. And I love this as well. Like, most of the records I get from these smaller black metal labels all come in lovely polyline sleeves, which is not something I can say for some of the major labels out there. But that is such a nice disc. It's like an aqua green splatter, and you know, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that I'm not a massive fan of the splatter or the color wax, but you know, this sounds absolutely flawless. No issues with this, no pops, no clicks, nothing like that. I'll whip out the other side as well, even though it looks exactly the same. But this record, it took me by surprise. You know, you have those albums where you check them out online, you listen to a couple of samples, and you're like, oh, that's good, that's good. And then it turns up, and then you listen to it in person, and then it becomes like another thing. It's so good. And since purchasing this, I've gone on and actually purchased other records as well by White Ward. I am such a fan of this band. I don't know if they've toured the UK, I don't know if they're going to tour the UK, but if they do, I will well and truly be there, because this album is absolutely fantastic. Rolling right along now, one of my favorite new releases from the Black Gangrene Productions label, who are doing some truly phenomenal stuff. They're doing a lot with Lamp of Murmur, as well as Death Cult Productions. And this is the latest album from Valak, and as you can see, looks very much like a traditional black metal album. Burning Dawn of Vengeance. It's a great album, and what I like about this is black metal has a tendency to sound very cold sounding. This album kind of sounds, and this is probably going to sound very stupid, but this sounds very heavy metal. There are some great heavy metal influences on this, like old school 80s, almost new wave of British heavy metal, as well as, you know, the classic second generation of black metal. There are some great heavy metal influences on this, and I was super stoked to pick up a copy of this. And I do actually replace a lot of my sleeves as well. So this isn't how it comes, but as we can see there, I think almost everything else I'm going to show you now comes on black vinyl. And you know, that's all you need. The name of the record and what the side is. And then, you know, maybe a logo if you're feeling frisky. But Valak is so great. If you like the look of this, I'd recommend checking out the Black Gangrene SoundCloud. I'm not sure if they have a Bandcamp, but I know they do have a SoundCloud because I was listening to this one digitally this morning while I was actually setting up for this. And while I'm here, let's talk about some other records that look very black metal. And I'm going to pull out a couple now, which I'm sure most of you out there are going to be super familiar with, and you probably already have these. But two brand new reissues of Lamp of Murmur. I believe that's how you say it. I mean, that's how I've always been saying it. But we have a reissue here of The Burning Spears of Crimson Agony, which is, this is, I mean, it's essentially, it's a I mean, I consider, I mean, it's an EP. It's almost like a 12-inch single. You know, it's not massively long, but I love this band so much. I love Lamp of Murmur, if that's how you say it. If I am saying it incorrectly, I do apologize. Everything Lamp does, it sells out instantly. Everything. We saw that with the reissue recently of Romanticism. It came out, it sold out pretty much instantly. The reissue came out. It looks exactly the same. If you have a second pressing, it looks exactly the same as the first, so you're not actually missing out. But I believe that one sold out pretty quickly as well. And you know, I love this project. I really do. I know there's a new Dungeon Synth project by M, which is coming out very soon, called Silent Thunder. I will definitely be on that. But it's great being able to actually pick up these reissues now. And this one comes on white vinyl. Or actually, it comes on black and white vinyl. I actually went for the white vinyl version here. And it's super clean. Super clean. And I did get this from Repose Records. I'm not quite sure if there are any left, but do hit them up. Go to reposerecords.com or just check them out online. You've got that there. I don't believe, no, there's no insert in that one, but the next one I got is, this is a split. This is Lamp of Murmur and Daiichi. And both of these are just insanely good. It's cut 45, so it's not the longest record in the world, but it doesn't need to be. It really packs a punch. It's get in, get out, give you what you want, and just leave you wanting more. Virgin Womb of Eternal Black Terror. This is out now on Nebula Carcoma out of Spain. I ordered mine directly from the label, and it was a pre-order at the time, but didn't actually take too long. I can't remember, I don't know when I pre-ordered it, but yeah, it wasn't a long pre-order, I can say that. And this one comes on trans red vinyl, as you can see there, and it's split one artist per side. So there's Lamp of Murmur, and that's the Daiichi side there. And this one actually comes with an insert as well. One side for each artist. So you can see that it's 2 tracks recorded 2019. So there you go. That's the Lamp of Murmur side, and that's the Daiichi side there. I cannot recommend any of these Lamp of Murmur releases enough. They are absolutely fantastic if you are a fan of modern black metal. And when I say modern black metal, I don't mean kind of, it's different in the way that new metal sounded different from classic metal. It's not that. This is what's happening in black metal today. I am here for it. I love this new crop of bands, especially the ones I'm talking about today. Next up, I want to talk about the latest release from Death Cult Productions out of the UK, and this is the Vagard album. Unfortunately, the band are no longer. They did split up, but this is the limited edition version, 1 of 100. I have number 11, and mine is actually dedicated to me. If you purchase this through the Vagard Bandcamp, you could actually get a dedicated version, which I thought was pretty neat actually. I do like to support on Bandcamp as much as humanly possible, and when I saw that, I just thought, you know what, I need to jump all over this. So there you go, Vagard Aeons of Winter Eclipse. And what I love about this album is how slow it is. That might sound kind of strange, you know, black metal isn't known for being a genre that's particularly slow, but this album it's slow and it's deep and it gets into you. It's kind of like icy tendrils going down your spine. It's so incredibly good, and kind of a bummer that I'm jumping on this at the end of the band's existence. Kind of a shame, but I'm super glad to have this. I really, really am. This one comes with an insert as well, which is pretty neat. And Vagard are from the UK as well, which is very cool. We have some really killer bands in the UK at the moment in the black metal scene, so definitely going to be covering some more of them in the future. And as you can see here, this one also comes on delightful black vinyl, which is very, very cool. And yeah, this is something I would recommend. I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, this is now sold out everywhere. Sold out of Black Cult, and it is sold out at the Vagard Bandcamp as well. So you may have to get it on the second-hand market, in which case I hope the prices are not too crazy. But if you're able to grab a copy, I would definitely recommend grabbing this ASAP. Okay, let's crack on now with my last two records, and this is Algol, Forgotten Paths. And I will say, if I am pronouncing any of these band names wrong, please don't crucify me in the comments. I can only read what is written, but this is absolutely fantastic, and this was super limited as well. 50 copies on black vinyl, 50 copies I believe on a purple with black smoke, something like that. Super happy to have one of these. I followed this release, or counting down the days until it went up, and I actually missed the direct sales, but luckily enough I was able to pick it up from repos. And this comes with a nice insert, lyrics on one side and also the rest of the lyrics on the other, with a nice picture there, which you don't actually see very often, especially not a color picture. And this is on black vinyl. Very happy to have a black vinyl copy. If you've followed this channel for a while, you know that I am a black vinyl purist, so very, very happy to have this. And this, I believe, is the first release on Black Occult Productions. I will definitely be keeping my eyes and ears on the Instagrams, on the social media, because I do really like that. And then my last record of this release, this is actually the latest album I picked up, and this one I will struggle with. This is Ishushka. I am not entirely sure how you pronounce that, but the album's called The Lantern. And I love this cover. Such a beautiful, beautiful picture. And again, this falls in that realm of epic black metal, kind of like White Ward in some respects. This has definitely more in common with Latter Day Emperor, with its grandiosity. Very, very powerful, powerful instrumentals. And the vocals are superb. Absolutely brutal. It's just, I cannot recommend this album enough. Nice insert there. And this again, this one does come on black vinyl and comes in a very nice, thick, poly-lined sleeve. So there you go. These are the latest pickups from the black metal genre that I've been listening to in the record room. Very happy to have each and every one of these, because if you're watching this and you're a black metal collector, you'll know that this stuff does not hang around. A lot of these records are one or two pressings, you know. Black metal stuff very rarely gets repressed, but when it does, it tends to sell out very, very quickly. So if you've enjoyed any of the releases I've talked about today, make sure you're following these guys on Bandcamp, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you can follow them. Definitely reach out to them, you know, let them know you're a fan and you want more. And while you're at it, definitely give Repose Records a follow. My favorite distro right here in the UK. Not just black metal, they do a ton of dungeon synth as well. And it's not just vinyl, there are CDs, there are cassettes. It's a fantastic, fantastic distro, and the service is excellent. I've had stuff turn up literally the next day. So yeah, cannot say enough good things. But thank you for joining me for this episode, taking a look at some of my recent black metal pickups. Until I am with you once again, stay safe out there, stay gold, and spin those blackest circles.